This week in Jamaica Now, NWC says without usage restrictions, it would run out of water in the corporate area in less than 2 weeks. Lab tech in custody for allegedly having sex with schoolgirl. US withdraws claims that the government has been spying on Jamaicans. And Blue and Jonquil Mountains granted UNESCO World Heritage status. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
News breaking in your area? Share your photos, your videos, your stories through the Gleaner's My Report.
Have a burning issue the authorities should know? Post it at the Gleaner's My Report.
It's easy. Just log on to jamaica-gleaner.com/myreport. Sign up and send today.
Your news.
Your views.
Your report.
Online.
The Gleaner's My Report.
See it.
Snap it.
Share it.
I'm Jovan Johnson and this is Jamaica Now. The National Water Commission NWC says the water in its storage facilities would only last for another 15 days at most if it did not implement restrictions. The NWC's acting president, Mark Barnett, made the disclosure on the soon-to-be-published Gleaner online current affairs program on the record. Last Thursday, Barnett said the Mona Reservoir was at 32% of its capacity and the Hermitage Dam at 40%. And Barnett said without improvements in inflows and the restrictions implemented, water in storage would run out in 2 weeks.
We have instituted measures that will ensure that the stored available volume that are in these reservoirs, in the reservoir and the dam, will prolong as long as possible.
Water Minister Robert Pickersgill has announced a prohibition order on certain activities to force water conservation. And the NWC has been having routine water lockoffs to save on water. Under the prohibition order, persons are banned from watering gardens, lawns, grounds and farms. It also restricts persons from refilling or supplying tanks, ponds or swimming pools and from using water for anything apart from drinking, cooking, laundry, bathing and sanitation.
The prohibition will remain in effect until further notice. Any person who contravenes this on summary conviction before a resident magistrate is liable to a fine and in default of payment to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 30 days.
Meanwhile, the heads of 2 agricultural associations are advising the public to brace for increased prices in supermarkets in light of the ongoing drought. Head of the All-Island Banana Growers Association, Grethel Sessing, says consumers can expect to pay more for banana and banana byproducts within a month. And she says with the drought and banana plants breaking due to high winds, production is expected to decline by 30 to 40%. And chairperson for the All-Island Cane Growers Association, Alan Rickards, says the price of sugar and general food items will see increases because of the drought. A 45-year-old lab technician at a Portmore-based high school in St. Catherine is now in police custody after he was caught having sex with a 15-year-old grade 9 student at the school last week. The lab technician, who is also a lay preacher, has been charged with having sexual intercourse with a person under 16 years old. The two were reportedly found having sex in a classroom after an internal exam. According to the police, witnesses reported that when the lay preacher realized that he had been caught in the act, he hid the student in a big blue bin where paper is stored. A report was made to the teachers at the school, who called in the police. The United States has withdrawn its allegation that the Jamaican government has been illegally monitoring the online communications of Jamaicans. The U.S. Embassy in Jamaica issued a statement saying there was an inaccuracy in the State Department's 2014 Jamaica Country Report on Human Rights Practices published online. The embassy statement did not identify the inaccuracy. However, our checks have revealed that the U.S. withdrew the claim that there were credible reports that the Jamaican government monitored private online communications without appropriate legal authority. The statement on the report now says there were no credible reports that the government monitored private online communications without appropriate legal authority. The clarification from the U.S. follows the Jamaican government's demand that it provide evidence of this monitoring. There is an appeal from the chairman of the West Kingston Commission of Inquiry, Sir David Simmons, for attorneys and witnesses involved in the hearings to get familiar with the section of the Commission of the Inquiry Act that deals with fraud and misrepresentation. The warning came after attorneys for the Jamaica Defence Force JDF indicated that they had concerns about witness statements submitted by some residents of Tivoli Gardens following the May 2010 police military operations to apprehend drug kingpin Christopher Dudus Coke. The JDF attorney Linton Gordon has declined to make those concerns public, but signaled last week that he was interested in the statements provided by 2 residents of Tivoli Gardens, Gloria Pitter and Hortense Pitter. On Monday, the Commission got fresh statements from both women. The statements were collected last weekend by the Tivoli Committee, a group that claims to represent residents of the West Kingston community. However, it has now emerged that the Tivoli Committee is claiming to appear on behalf of persons already being represented by the Office of the Public Defender and Attorney-at-Law Alexander Williams. Responding to the concerns, Sir David said the two witness statements would be made available to the JDF attorneys, and he had a word of advice for attorneys and witnesses giving evidence before the Commission. The Blue and the Jonkra Mountains have been inscribed to the World Heritage List of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. UNESCO's World Heritage Committee announced the inscription at its 39th session last week in Bonn, Germany. The inscription represents the first World Heritage Site for Jamaica and the first mixed cultural and natural site for the Caribbean sub-region. It is one of only 32 mixed sites. Jamaica now joins a list of iconic sites such as the Great Wall of China, the Taj Mahal of India, Acropolis of Athens in Greece, and the Great Barrier Reef of Australia. World Heritage status is given to natural and cultural sites across the globe considered to be of outstanding universal value, meaning sites which possess characteristics so exceptional as to transcend national boundaries and are of common importance for present and future generations. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Jovan Johnson, but before we go, we leave you with images from the Mona Reservoir and the National Water Commission's catchment facility in Gordon Town, St. Andrew.
We are in for a prolonged dry season, so all of us must conserve on our use of water. At the Mona Reservoir, the NWC is reporting that as at June 29, storage levels were at 32.8%, or 264.8 million gallons out of a capacity of 808.5 million gallons. Inflows from the Yalas River have moved from 17 million gallons per day to 5 million gallons per day, while the Hope River is moving from an inflow of 15 gallons per day to almost nothing.